Into the charts we go. What a move in cryptocurrency over the last 24 to 48 hours. A massive flush off of the bearish pattern here on Bitcoin. Again, 1, 2, 3 bars. Then we started to roll over. It only gained steam from there. We flushed as low as basically 19,600 before getting a snapback. Now, this was exactly what the doctor ordered, folks. And remember the analogy and the example I gave you guys about a lion that is crouching in the bush ready to pounce. If the lion pounces too early, it goes hungry. If it pounces too late, it goes hungry. You have to be patient and disciplined. And by God, guys, this is what I'm talking about. Look at what we have done. We were shorting the crypto market when it was near 25,000 on Bitcoin. We covered our last short today being Ethereum, took profits there, another big short winner there, then started to buy aggressively on the long side. That was me pouncing right there. When you see long signals coming out that quickly, one after the other, that is exactly what I'm talking about. So again, taking the money off the table on Ethereum, yesterday evening buying Near, buying Matic, both of those in the money right now. And again, this morning taking Ethereum short off the table and buying Cardano, Avalanche, Solana, boom. Then the bounce comes in. And this was chart predestined, right? This is what the charts were telling me to do. You guys, again, are learning as you watch these videos. But again, just like that, Bitcoin, look at Bitcoin now off of these lows. Pivot low, 19,005 to 600. We're up basically at now 20,800. What a tremendous bounce in Bitcoin. All right. Now, the key here was obviously what we have to look at is what was the culprit for this dump out. Now, number one, it was charts, right? The charts were telling us that there was downside coming. When everyone else said, hey, this is a new bull market, I stood there and I said, nope, we're going to short this. We're going to start accumulating shorts. It's going to roll over. Well, guess what? The charts were telling me that was going to happen, and it did just that. Now, as it was rolling over, the culprit honestly started with Silvergate. Now, Silvergate was a crypto bank, a bank that basically dealt in cryptocurrency and basically folded, right? It went bust. Now, interestingly enough, what happened with Silvergate essentially started a fire amongst regional banks that is actually the culprit of this fire is actually traced back to the Federal Reserve. Now, this is going to be kind of crazy, but I want you to follow me on this. So we basically had another scenario where the regional banks began to collapse, right? So you could look at SENY, right? That's one of them right here. Look at Signature Bank, right? Signature Bank, this is a regional bank. Just going back to early February, this was trading at $150. It bottomed out today at $61. All right, there was Silicon Valley Bank. That went bust today. Okay, that went literally, it got halted. It was a stock, it got halted, and it's basically the Federal Reserve stepped in and the bankers, the bank, the government stepped in and basically said, okay, it's done. It's done. Now, what was the culprit here? Okay, well, number one, it traces back to the Federal Reserve. Essentially, regional banks had been buying bonds, and also they give out interest via CDs, via interest-bearing accounts, and essentially they had it priced in for interest rates to be at a certain level in their risk model. Well, guess what? The Fed jacked up interest rates so tremendously that it basically threw that model into a tizzy. And what I mean by that is, let's say you're an investor and you have money in a bank and you're making, let's say, 1% on a CD. Do you think you're going to keep your money in that bank, or are you going to buy a treasury, which again is a government treasury that is paying 5% or 6%? Well, obviously, you're not going to keep your money in the bank. You're going to buy a treasury. So you essentially had all of these investors, all of these account holders basically pulling their money out of these banks. That made them essentially insolvent. The bonds that they were holding, remember, as interest rates go up, if you have a bond that you're holding that is only paying 2% and everyone else is paying 5%, your bond is worth a lot less on the open market. So all these bonds now are worth, essentially pennies on the dollar because of where interest rates are. And so all of a sudden we started to see bank runs on names like this. As I mentioned, Silicon Valley as well was another one. That again basically went bust. SBNY, which is Signature Bank, probably survives. Ultimately, again, had a nice bounce here. You could see kind of a crazy day, though. This thing traded as high as 90 down to 60. I mean, think about these moves. All right, I want to show you guys, the Silicon Valley SIVB. SIVB. And again, it's kind of crazy, right? Because you could say, well, What is this? What does this bank run have to do with crypto? Excuse me. Well, it's all interconnected, right? It's all connected to risk, and when people become risk adverse, they dump their crypto. So basically, the bottom line is, guys, look at this drop here. This bank basically was halted and never reopened at this point. In fact, today pre-market, it was trading in the $30 range, right? So think about this. This is yesterday's candle. All right. The market opens at 9:30 a.m. It was trading in the $30 range and it never opened. It just got halted at that point. And it likely, if it does open, it'll probably open at like sub 10, sub $5. I mean, who knows where it'll open essentially. But essentially it's whatever money's left over when the creditors all get through and depositors get their money back and all this kind of thing. But essentially, I mean, this is a big deal, folks. And this is Fed induced. And I want to make that clear. This isn't like Silvergate was not the one that started this. Yes, they were the first bank to basically see issues, mainly because they had the most exposure to crypto, and crypto's obviously dumped. But it ultimately gets traced back to the Fed jacking up interest rates as fast as they did, and basically, to me, it just blows my mind because how the heck does the Federal Reserve not see this as a consequence coming? Right? If you're going to raise interest rates from 0 to 5%, like it's not going to cause an issue in the bond market with banks, and all of a sudden we have literally collapses in banks going on. Just like that, folks. All it takes. And again, does this remind me of another thing that the Fed was just recently, a culprit of? About how about inflation being transitory? There was another mistake, right? So the bottom line is, I think we have to realize that there's the people that are running the Federal Reserve, they're running the government. They're not infallible. They're going to make mistakes, and apparently they're going to make a lot of mistakes. The problem is, mistakes they make have major, major epic consequences, right? So, anyways, going back to Bitcoin, do we care? Well, I mean, on a human basis, yes, we care. I think there's a lot of hurt out there because of some of what's going on. But on a bottom line basis of investing, we use it to our advantage, right? We got the flush today. We had the technical levels. We covered the rest of our shorts there on Ethereum, and we started to accumulate long. And just like that, look at Solana, guys. This was literally purchased this morning and already unloaded. Look at the move on this thing from a low of basically 16 bucks, currently trading at 18.83. Tremendous, tremendous move. All right, so again, where's it going to go? Probably right back here. Did I want to wait? No. You know what? Just like on the way down, I was taking a little off the table. That's what I'm going to do here. That's my MO. That's how I protect us. Putting a little bit of profit in our pocket when we let the rest of our longs at this point run. And then you know what? We run a little bit higher. I'm going to take a little bit more off the table. And again, whether it's Matic, Near, ADA, Avalanche, who knows? I don't know which one will be the next one I'll take off, but as we inch higher, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And again, the reasoning for that is because you just never know when things are going to turn back around and start falling, right? So you have to put a little in your pocket. And again, as we rally up, you can see now we're already beautifully over $1 in the money on Avalanche. Cardano here, let's take a look on that. And Cardano, yeah, look at that move on Cardano back to 32.5 cents. So in from 30 cents, we're almost up 10% on that. Take a look at Near. Near I entered last night here. And look at that bounce, beautiful bounce, 1.87, $1.87 after entering at $1.74.5. Tremendous. Let's take a look at Matic, which I told you guys about as well. And again, if we look up Matic here, same deal. So Matic, again, resistance around 112 to 115. That's going to be good resistance. Currently trading at 109. These are awesome bounces, folks. Again, Matic now up 10% for us. All right, Near having a good move. Cardano, same thing. Avalanche, same thing. We already took the money on Solana. So again, proof's in the pudding, right? While everyone else is spinning, their head is spinning around because of the craziness in crypto and the craziness in the market, we just sit back and we let the charts guide us. And I want to make this clear. So check this out, guys. I'm literally on a cruise in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico. All right, this was one of the wildest, most intense days I have had in the markets between stocks and cryptocurrency in a long, long time. I was doing it with shoddy internet, good enough to be able to trade at least, thank goodness, and good enough to do these videos to keep you guys in the loop. But literally, again, from my suite here on the cruise, And again, that's what it is. When you're a trader, you can travel the world. You can do whatever you want as long as you have internet. But at the same time, you never know when the markets are going to make you bust your butt. But you know what's at the end of that tunnel? A lot of money and profits. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go. I'll do my best to keep you updated. Don't expect a video tomorrow unless there's a lot of action. If there is, I will get you guys a video. I'm going into Cozumel tomorrow, probably have a few drinks and have some fun, so just be aware of that. If again it's crazy, I'll make sure to get you a video. Otherwise, you'll get it on Sunday. All right. Thank you all, guys. And again, spread the word. This is where it's at. This is where, again, the service where people don't let the hype get in control of them, where they go long at 25,000 versus reading the chart and going short in cryptocurrencies. This is where it's at. Have a great one, guys. Take care.